There are many pieces in my wardrobe that I've had for over 5 years and I still very much enjoy them. But I used to buy so many clothes that I didn't even wear once. Now I'm glad that I'm doing things in a very different way now, and I'm also making good use of my wardrobe. But today I want to talk about the clothes I regret buying. I hope this video will help you avoid some really expensive mistakes when buying clothes. The first ones are clothes that don't fit properly. I highly recommend everyone to stay away from these pieces, even if they are on sale or if they are the last available size. Quite simply, if your clothes don't fit properly, you just won't feel like wearing them. This can be due to the aspect of comfort. If your clothes are too tight, they are not only uncomfortable, they can also restrict movement. On the other hand, clothes that are too loose might constantly require adjusting in the day, which can be equally annoying. Not to mention, when your clothes don't fit properly, it can make you feel very self-conscious, and you might find yourself worrying about how your clothes sit on your body and how they look to others. Personally, when my clothes fit me properly, I feel good and confident. And I think we'll all agree that confidence plays a huge role in how we carry ourselves. The second ones are clothes that require altering or tailoring. Personally, I now like to buy clothes that already fit me very well. In the past, I would buy clothes that didn't really quite fit me, thinking a quick visit to the tailor would fix everything. But the problem is, I never ever go to the tailor. So now I've decided that it's best to be honest with myself. Now, of course, this can vary depending on the person. In fact, sometimes a bit of tailoring can add a lot of character and personalization to a piece of clothing. So I'm not completely against the idea of altering your clothes, but I've just accepted that it's not for me. I also regret choosing quantity over quality. Now, it can be so tempting to fill your wardrobe with lots of inexpensive items. It's something I used to do for my wardrobe as well. The younger me was very eager to feature a different outfit every day. And in order to afford variety, I had to compromise on quality. And I'll tell you, in the long run, you actually end up spending more replacing those poorly made items. Not to mention, your closet might also look quite chaotic. A better approach is to invest in fewer but higher quality items that will last you longer. Now, I still care about the looks of my outfits, but I now pay a lot more attention to things like fabrics, stitching, and the overall quality of the garment. And whenever possible, I'll go for fabrics like cashmere and silk rather than acrylic and polyester. Now, quality items do cost more upfront, but they also save you money over time because you won't have to replace them as often. Number 4, I also wish I didn't buy so many clothes with a high cost per wear. Cost per wear is simply the price of the garment divided by how many times you wear it. So if you buy something and wear it over and over again, the cost per wear will be very low. This is why buying quality garments that you love wearing is so important, because even though the garment might seem very expensive at first, you could potentially end up with a very low cost per wear. So let's say you buy a cashmere jumper for $200 and wear it 20 times. That's $10 per wear. But if you spend $30 on an acrylic jumper and only wear it once, that's $30 per wear. So the cheaper version actually ends up costing you more. That said, those poly-made garments were not the only clothes with a very high cost per wear in my wardrobe, because I was also buying a lot of dresses that I didn't get to wear very often. And that brings me to the next group of clothes I regret buying, and they are the clothes I bought for my fantasy self. These included a lot of fancy dresses that I bought for parties and weddings. But the thing is, in my everyday life, especially back then when I was working 6 days a week, I hardly had any chance to wear those nice dresses, and therefore the very high cost per wear. I do, however, want to clarify that having some dressy elements in your wardrobe is absolutely fine. In fact, it can actually work in your favor. For example, I now have a few dresses that I like wearing to special occasions. These pieces do have a higher cost per wear because I don't get to wear them every day, but I very much appreciate having them in my closet because I know I don't have to do any panic shopping when I do receive an invitation to a dressy event. Number 7, I wish I had spent some time to figure out my personal style before doing so much clothes shopping. You see, without a clear sense of your own style, you will end up buying a lot of pieces that don't exactly align with your preferences, which means you won't wear them. To give you some examples, I like neutral palette for my clothes. I also lean towards simpler designs, which is why I like my t-shirts and my jumpers to look quite plain. And if I want to look a little more put together, I like to elevate my outfits using accessories like scarves, sunglasses, and jewelry. With this in mind, I would not mindlessly buy a jumper in a bright yellow color or a t-shirt with a massive logo. So without any conscious effort on my part, I've already filtered out a lot of the unnecessary shopping. I feel like having a good sense of your personal style is more important than ever because on social media, we see so many different styles that can look amazing, but we sometimes forget that we are looking at so many different climates, body shapes, personalities, and lifestyle. This is why an outfit can look amazing on somebody else, but it might not quite work for you. While the good news is, if you're grounded in your own style, you can take everything you see as a source of inspiration rather than imitation. Number 8, I wish I had invested in wardrobe basics before buying anything fancy. To give you some context, at one point I was buying a lot of nice dresses and quite a few Chanel handbags, but somehow I always felt like I had nothing to wear. And the reason was because I had set my priority wrong. You see, I didn't have a good selection of wardrobe basics, but yet I was buying designer handbags and expensive jewelry. Anyway, after a lot of wasted money, I now know that basic pieces like neutral t-shirts, well-fitting jeans, and classic outerwear are really the foundation of a versatile wardrobe. When you have these elements sorted, you'll never feel like you have nothing to wear. In fact, once I built my core wardrobe, I became a lot more intentional with what I added to my wardrobe. Because with everything I buy, I'm now buying with the intention to complement what I already have. This way, I'm also a lot less tempted to buy trendy items, especially if they clearly don't align with my selection of wardrobe basics. Number 9, I regret not setting a budget for clothes shopping. Now, I never get into any debt for any kind of shopping, but that doesn't mean I wasn't shopping too much. This became especially clear to me when I first came across minimalism because when I did my decluttering, I gave away so many clothes brand new. And I remember thinking, what a waste of money and time. Honestly, it's so painful to think about the opportunity cost. So now I go by a very simple rule when it comes to shopping. So whenever I get paid, I set aside some money for investing. I then pay my bills and the remaining money is what I can use for shopping. So if there's something that I'm really interested in that exceeds that limit, I'd rather save up rather than invest less. Number 10, I regret buying clothes because of the logo. Now, to be fair, I haven't actually bought many of such pieces, but I did buy 2 Balmain t-shirts. And if I'm honest, I mostly paid for the logo. Now, it would have been fine if the quality was incredibly outstanding, but it's not. In fact, the fabric on this black one already has some holes in it, even though I've only been hand washing them. This is why when it comes to buying clothes, we shouldn't focus so much on the brand's name. Instead, we should look at the item for what it really is and ask ourselves very honest questions such as, is the quality good? Is the fabric substantial? Is the price reasonable? And so on and so forth. I don't know about you, but I now don't see myself paying over £100 for a cotton t-shirt. And those are the clothes I regret buying. If you have any of your own regrets, please share them down below. That's it from me today. Thank you so much for being here. Take care and I will see you soon.